Now I have to say, I'm not normally a covetous person. I don't look at things that other people have and want them. Except plants. Oh, look at that rose. So that's a rambler and it's in amongst that hydrangea petiolaris. But what a nice rose. Oh, just lovely, lovely, lovely garden. Full of nice things. Whoever set this out has got a real eye. So you can imagine walking at dusk here. And all these white flowers will just pop in that evening light. Oh, look at that iris. Look at the colour of that. Oh. I smell all the roses. I will be up. Roy Orbison says smell the roses. I'm coming up. Oh, more roses. See, I'm surprised at that because Anne doesn't seem to have an awful lot of roses. Not huge amounts. And I think because it's windy, that's Rosa glauca. That's lovely. And that's Rosa rugosa. That's a white one. I've got these courtesy of my friend Ella. And she's got the double pink ones. So I've now got the double pink ones. And this is a sort of allium, I believe. So I can see the stems going into the ground. They're a member of the onion family. Oh! Just lovely. So we're up on another level. John likes his roses. Now this is lovely. Oh, I can smell these from here. This could be Bobby James or it might be Kifskate. It might be Kifskate. Lovely, but the smell, oh, I wish I could tell you what it's like, but it's just a beautiful, beautiful, really strong honeyish scent. Lovely. But what a nice garden. Oh, we've just seen a blushy one there. Right. I must stop coveting. I must stop coveting. So I'm just showing you this river, which we think must be a salmon river. Must be. Absolutely lovely. And then there's the back of the house. So you see those, see if I can show you. This is crow step gables, Scots baronial style. Very nice. Very nice. So we've just walked down to the river and I think this has been, I don't know if it's been wholly man-made or partly man-made, but there is a huge bundle of stones further up, big rocks. But salmon will swim up the river to spawn, and this pool here, where's my finger, there we go, will probably be full of sea trout and salmon. So here we are, another bit of the river. Obviously work going on. I don't think they're going to be leaving these big boulders just lying about. But oh, this must be lovely, lovely for fishing. So it is a walled garden. And that is an armillary. Very nice. Well, see, John's a blacksmith. Technically, you could make one of them for me, couldn't you? Look at that. That's quite nice. Oh, a nice little bit to sit. And there's all roses at the back here. This is Melianthus major, but it's not flowering yet. It shouldn't be too long. And I've only seen that in Cornwall. I've seen it in France, but I've only seen it in Cornwall in the UK. But oh, very nice. Now, I think you either like this colour or you don't. It's not quite pink. It's more a peach. And then as the flowers are opening out, it's fading to a kind of dull gold. I quite like that. But I'm really in this bit to see the apple trees. Oh, that one's not very happy. Very twiggy. It's got fruit in it though. I think this is a plum. The leaves aren't right for an apple. And the fruit's got a kind of a split in it. It's another one. So these are all... Oh yeah, that's a plum as well. Yeah. Gosh, look how many fruit it's got on it.
Yeah, well, it's loaded with fruit. Yeah, it's only just started.
So that's the estate. That's the gardens that we've just been up. And this is obviously part of the estate that is being modernised, refurbished. But it is beautiful.
Hi guys, here we are, out, sunset's happening.
Sunset is happening. And we've decided to bring out the big Nikon D600, which we've had a few issues with this evening, because obviously when it's been put back in its camera bag, I've moved a setting. But my lovely friend and photographing genius, Peter Hodges, has helped me out with suggesting things. So we're hoping to get a nice sunset, and if we do, I'll put it on the video. Obviously, if we don't, you won't see it, and we'll try again another night. But we're on ISO 200 and we're winging it. And there's a few people still out. There's a few people still walking at the castle. But what I'm hoping for is some of that pinky colour to be reflected in the water. So we'll see how we go. Hi everyone. So it might be a wee bit echoing here. There's nothing I can do about that. This is a small office that we use purely for our photographic stuff. So this computer has a big screen so I can see more clearly what we're doing, what we're looking at. And the program that we use to tweak our photographs is Lightroom. So Lightroom you can spend a lot of money on, but we get free Lightroom mobile. And I have this on my desktop and it works perfectly well. And today I'm just going to show you what I do with my photographs. Now, I'm not an expert on Lightroom, but I know how to make it work for me. So if you're interested and you don't want to spend an awful lot of money on a program that does manipulation of your photographs, then have a look and see what I do. Right, so you can see I'm in Lightroom. The first thing you'll have to do if you have a digital camera is upload your photos to Lightroom. And you've got two settings. You've got library, which shows you what you've got on that particular upload, and then you've got develop. So there's library, and I can't do anything to that picture, so I'm going to work on this picture and I'm going to look at develop. And this is a histogram, and you want to try and get this balance, but when you're taking a sunset like this, you're obviously going to have very light in the background because the sun's kind of over there, and you're going to have a dark foreground, but this tells you information. So that to me tells me that the ISO of the camera was 200, which is perfect. But I want to make this picture pop. So without going into Lightroom details, I'm just going to show you how I deal with that. So the first thing I go, scroll down this bar, and the first place I go to is clarity. And it's set at 0. And I'm just going to up that by about 10. And when you're using these slide bars, you do not want to go mental on them. A little is a lot better than nothing, and you can go back and change it. Then I'm going to look at the sharpening. So I want to make it as sharp as possible, and the reason why I use ISO 200 is it's not very grainy. And I can go back to the picture I'm working on, click this little magnifying glass, and it lets me see how sharp that is. So there's a little bird up there. And I can make that a wee bit sharper. And then I can come out of that. And then I go sliding back up here. And I want it, it's a sunset, I want it warmer. So the temperature right now is on the blue side. So I'm going to gently take that up. And if you watch the picture, so if I go all the way, right, you can see the difference. But I want to bring it up a wee bit. And then if I want it pinkier, I can go there. That just looks silly. And then again, let's get rid of the shadows a wee bit. So that makes it a wee bit lighter. Maybe make the blacks a bit blacker. It makes the contrast pop a bit. And then we're into the fun bit. So that's the colour. So we're in colour, and I need to decide what I want to do with this. It's kind of peachy at the moment. So I'm going to make my oranges a wee bit more orange. So again, slidey bar. Anything up to about 15, either way, is quite good. There's the red. Yellow. Don't really want to be doing anything with the green. Leave the colour for a minute. And that is me moving the contrast. So again, if you want the castle in silhouette, that's pretty spectacular. So I'll leave that there. That's 100%. And I'm just going to have a look. And I know you're looking at a wee screen, but there's a wee bit of dimpling in the pixels there. So I'm going back down to the sharpening. And I'm going to go to radius and see if that makes a difference. Yes, it does. It makes it softer, but I don't want it to be too soft. So I'll leave that a bit there. Click back on that. So, if you're doing any kind of water pictures, it's important that your horizon line where the water is level. My friend Peter, who's a professional photographer and a very good friend, was telling me for months, your water's sliding out the picture. And I kept saying to him, no, it's not, it's fine. And then when I went to the optician, I found out that I needed cataracts done and it was really affecting my sight. Pleased to say, in France, I had my cataracts done and my picture is a lot better, my eyes a lot better. So I'm quite happy with that. So that is 5 minutes tweaking. My histogram looks a wee bit better, but you need to play with this. So what I suggest is you make copies of your pictures. So I'm going to go back into library. I'm not losing that. And I'm just going to show you, that was the original. And that is what a wee bit of tweaking on Lightroom can do. So I'm going to upload some of my pictures to this video. Lightroom mobile, I find it better than Photoshop. I find Photoshop a wee bit limited, and photography is my passion and my hobby. So it's free to upload, Lightroom mobile, so go and have a look at it. So here I am sitting on the floor, Why am I doing this? Well, I am getting some prints and photographs ready for an exhibition that I'm doing for the whole of July at Brodick Library here on Arran. First time I've ever done an exhibition of my photographs and my drawing, so I'm hoping it's going to be successful. I'm just going to show you what I'm intending on displaying, and then I'll post some details of opening times, and hopefully lots of people will come and see my work and like it. So it was very difficult to decide what to take, but I've chosen this large format photograph of a dead tree. And I'm waiting for some photos from my friend Peter, who does my printing, but my lovely drawing of a hunting barn owl. Hares dancing in front of the moon. Boxing hares. This was an idea that someone gave me to do a Mad March hares. A beautiful red deer stag from Lochranza. And of course, you all know I'm a sheep lover, and I'm sorry about the reflections in here, but what a fab Scottish blackface sheep this is. So, I'm having a look at other things. I've got prints that I'm going to offer for sale. There's my price list. Some Christmas cards. So I'm hoping to have some more cards of the prints. And I've also got a little bit about me and where to see me on YouTube. So wish me luck in the exhibition. It is on for the whole of July, and I'll put the library times up next.